Well, you have Kale Clague joining the team. What impression did he leave during training camp?
We had a group of defensemen that we signed over the summer, Kale being one of them, that we really liked all of them. They fit how we want to play. They've all been, they all moved to Rochester and integrated very well into how we want to play down there. So, this week we need Lawrence up, we need Kale up, and we're glad to have them in our organization. And as when needed, I know they're going to be ready.
Without Samuelsson, without Jokiharju, other guys are taking on more ice time. Defense pairs have changed. What kind of development opportunity is it for the younger guys to have to adjust like this, right? And kind of get thrown in the fire and, I guess, not be comfortable.
Yeah, as you're saying, thrown in the fire, that's what's going through my head as well, as thrown in the fire. The heat's on, and sometimes it's even better. These guys are competitive guys to just not have time to even think about what's happening. Only as you step away from the game after the game do you realize, I played 15, 18, 20 minutes, whatever it may be. And I think that's a good thing. I think these guys are well prepared, and they compete really hard. If we're talking about Fitzgerald, Bryson having to play a bigger role, maybe Pilot or Clay coming in, I think it's boom, they're in there and they're engaged. And I know we as coaches have a lot of confidence in them. To the extent that even when they make errors, they correct really quick. That it doesn't get the best of them. They don't make an error and it's a hit to their confidence. It's almost a hit to their competitiveness, and that has been evident, which is a really important and key trait.
What makes Lyubushkin a good fit to slot in there with Rasmus and get the minutes and the matchups that come with that?
Yeah, I think anybody's a good fit with anybody. So, if it's Bush and Dahls together, I think they'll embrace it. Bush is a guy that everybody loves to be around, forwards or D. And he's easy to play with. He's consistent in how he plays. So any pair you put him with, I think all of our other D, he's complementary to them and by his grit, but he's also easy to play with.
Forwards have to be they have to keep their head around their shoulder or look over their shoulder when Bush is on the ice. How important is it to have a defenseman who plays that physical game and makes forwards uncomfortable?
Extremely important. His physicality is extremely important to any teams. Hope they have players of that style, and of obviously his competence. He kills plays. He transitions plays very well. So he is a key acquisition for us. Kevin and our management team scouting did a nice job to target a guy that where they thought would fit in what we're doing here, and he does. So I've been very impressed with that, and I think it's helped other guys. We've seen the growth of physicality in Rasmus Dahlin and Samuelsson. Even from 1 year ago today, he's far more comfortable being physical. And I think I said it when we acquired Bush that I think he'd help other guys advance their game in that area, and he has.
You saw him a few times when he was in Toronto last year. Did those games leave an impression on you at all, like from his standpoint?
They did, absolutely. He in our division, he went to Toronto at some point during the year last year, but yes. And then, when we're looking at, I watch film over in the off season on players potentially that are going to hit the market, and he was one that I really enjoyed watching as I got in, more familiar territory with him.
What's allowed Owen to continue to play his game despite losing a D partner right away in Yoki? And it just seems like when you've had to turn to Owen to play those 25 minutes, he's been able to answer the bell.
Yeah, I think what we're seeing is just high-end talent. He's as young as he is, but he's very talented, very intuitive, highly intelligent, and so he acclimates and adapts to, it seems, whatever the situation is really well. So, and he has a deep passion for the game. So he's always ready. He's ready. He's anticipating. I think a big part of defending is anticipating, and he's ready to anticipate what scenarios may be next. And you don't get that in the young guy very often.